For many students, it was the start of a 3-day weekend, a chance for extra rest and relaxation. But Yuskue was spending his weekend trudging through a forest, climbing up the scales of a mountainside area in hopes of finding a sacred temple, home and residence to one of the last remaining and strongest psychics in the world, a crotchety old woman by the name of Genkai. Yuskue had been sent here on twofold of a mission. First, it was to receive training from the legendary master. Genkai was getting up there in age. She didn't know how long she had left for this world, and to pass down her special power to a worthy student would be imperative. But there was also another issue. There was the case of an apparition, a demon known as Rando, who was responsible for the deaths of 99 human psychics. But worst, he stole the techniques of the victims he killed, and Genkai would be primed on his list. So not only did he need to make sure that he received this training from the master, but he had to bring in the killer demon in the process. At least with Botan, she sweetened the deal. Tickets to the IWGP World Championship at the Tokyo Dome. And Yuskue, being a fan of wrestling, was going to take her up on those offers. So if it was to sacrifice one weekend of pain and torture for another weekend of absolute pleasure, he was going to take the risk. But of course, he'd rather be doing anything else. When he arrived, there were a barrier set around the area. For Yuskue, he kind of hoped that he'd just get turned away and sent home. After all he had to do was show up. If he couldn't get through, then there was no point in even trying. But, almost as if the universe were working against him, he passed. But he wasn't alone in this endeavor. There were well over hundreds of other people here searching for that same opportunity, all of them varying in age and size, everyone looking for the opportunity to train under the master. As this wasn't only for Yuskue, this was an open invitation for anyone that wanted it. Geesh, I really have to deal with all of this, Yuskue thought. Excuse me. Huh? I recognize that voice. It's Kuwabara? Urameshi, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. I'm here to see this Genkai lady. Says that she deals with spirits and demons and things like that. Why would Kuwabara be getting involved in this? Okay, and what does that have to do with you? Look, things have been getting pretty crazy ever since he came back, Urameshi. I've been seeing these weird ghost, goblin, demon creatures all over. It's really messing with my mind. It says that she has the power to turn that stuff off. So I'm hoping she can dial my spiritual awareness all the way down to zero. So that's really what you came here for, a tune-up? You'd be better off going to an auto shop. Although, I doubt they'd be able to fix just how ugly you are. What was that, Urameshi? If you want to pick a fight with me, then I'll go, right here, right now. You really want to try that, you ugly bastard? Yeah, of course. Aw, now, don't blow a gasket. What's with the jewelry? I never considered you to be someone of high maintenance. Or let me guess, Keiko finally got tired of waiting around, so she had to get on one knee and ask you to marry her. And seeing as how you don't have many prospects, because I doubt many girls would want to look at just how ugly you are, you had no choice but to say yes and oh! Yuskue clocked him in the back of the head. Will you shut up? I always have to bring Keiko and everything, I swear. Really gotta stop the cigarettes, Genkai said. Welcome, all of you. As you know, I'm going to be holding a screening to figure out which one of you will be capable of taking on as my apprentice. First, We're going to start by drawing lots. You'll all come here and pick out a piece of envelope paper. Then you'll open your tiny envelopes, and if the color of the paper is red, you pass. If it's blank, you fail. For Yuskue, the first test seemed simple enough. He and Kuwabara would walk in line as everyone came to draw lots. Before Yuskue could, Genkai would stop him. Before you draw a single lot, you take that ring off right now. Huh? Why? What's the matter to you? If you don't, then you're going to be disqualified. Sheesh, whatever. Yuskue would remove the ring before drawing the lot. There. Happy now? Peachy. It's probably going to come up blank anyway. There's no way I'm going to draw red and... Holy crap, I drew red. Check it out, Urameshi. It seems like I have been one of the chosen ones. That bastard got red too? This must be just one big farce. Genkai simply smirked. Far from it, boy. The truth is, the paper will only turn red if your spirit energy is high enough. But I've seen that ring before. It amplifies spiritual energy. I had to make sure that your power was your own, and not that of the ring. So it's easy to see that you truly are capable. Though, why would Spirit World be sending its lapdog into my domain? If the first test was unconventional, the second one would be even more, as the next test were games. Inside was an arcade, a private luxury of Gengai's, but there were 3 specific games that were singled out. Games that tested strength, games that tested one's own vocal strength, but in the end, all they were nothing more but a way of testing one's spiritual energy, gauging their perception skills. Among them, the standouts were the likes of Yuskue and Kuwabara, along with a few other exceptional talents. As the test continued, the number of participants grew smaller and smaller, before reaching the 3rd stage where only 20 remained. They were taken out back to a large forest area, where inside dark and looming spirits were present. Low-level but powerful demons were lurking about in these woods. Genkai, with a wide grin, would tell them that they had 2 hours to clear the forest to get to the center where a large tree was waiting. Of course, there were some that wanted to turn away, who could feel from the aura of the darkness that they wouldn't survive in there. But Yuskue didn't have such problems, Kuwabara looking on in amazement as he began to fly into the air. What the hell? Urameshi! You're flying! Yeah, you're pretty perceptive, aren't you? But how? How the hell can you do that? Oh, a magician never reveals his secrets now. But that can't be fair! Come on, Genkai! You can't seriously be allowing this! He'll be able to clear the forest without any problem! It's not merely my concern. All that matters is that you clear the forest. How you do it and what you use to do it is entirely up to you. Though I should warn you, boy, taking the easy way out might help you in the short term, but in the long term, you will struggle. Yeah. If it's not against the rules, then don't meet me there, beat me there. With that, Yuskue began flying off to the tree, and Genkai, she matched pace. Yuskue was so caught off by this that he flew down lower, and even while on foot, she was able to surpass him to the point where he was putting everything in his power just to keep up. What's the matter, Slowpoke? The skies are your domain. You should be able to pass me easily. Even in my old and frail state, this poor hapless woman has to tread through a dark forest, dodging and maneuvering it behind all of these trees. Whereas you have no obstacles in your path, and yet you still can't keep up with me. What's the matter? Are you not eating your Wheaties and drinking your milk? Did you not get your 8 hours of sleep? Or perhaps your mommy didn't read you a bedtime story? You truly are a crotchety old woman, you know that? Funny. You're making excuses when you have the power of the Star Heart at your disposal. The Star Heart? How do you know about that? I know a lot of things, dimwit. I've been alive for a long time. There's nothing I haven't seen. I have to say, the fact that Koenma chose to dig that out, and then he gave it to a hapless brat like you. Spirit World must truly be falling on desperate times. So, why are you here? Is it about the demon? What? You know about the demon? Of course I do. I know exactly who he is. What? Then why won't you tell me? Because it's not really my concern now, is it? I'm not the one in charge of bringing him in. That's for you to do. Do you know how dangerous he is? He's killed 99... Yeah. He's killed 99 psychics. And that's supposed to be my concern because... Because he's after you, you crazy old hag! What happens if he passes all of your tests? Who's gonna protect you? Protect me? Oh boy. The cigarettes. Don't smoke, kid. It won't do you any good. Don't play games, Genkai. The demon Rando is after your great power. That's the only reason I came here. Oh, so you're not after the power yourself? I could care less about you or your crummy little power. Doesn't really matter to me. Truth be told, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if he ends up taking you out. But that power in the wrong hands could spell disaster for the world. Oh yes, and you're so virtuous. You're doing all this for the sake of the world. Why are you really doing it? Tickets to the Tokyo Dome. I thought so. I would have done it also. Are you good or evil? That's such a superfluous answer. Good or evil. Tell me, boy, what truly is good or evil in this world? Oh, please, spare me with the theatrics. Now's not the time to get philosophical. Look, are you going to tell me who the demon Rando is or not? I think not. Figure it out yourself. See ya. Wait, what? In an instant, Genkai would turn into a blur as she surpassed Yuskue, leaving him in the dust. Damn. She's only using her own power. She's a grouchy old woman, and I can't even keep up with her. Just how much of a monster are you, Genkai? By the time the 2 hours had come to a close, there were only 8 participants that remained. For Genkai, she seemed moderately surprised. Well, the number's in the single digits as expected, though I expected there to be less than 5. Less than 5? How many people normally pass this thing? Oh, no one usually. The forest usually kills everyone before then. That gives me enough time to enjoy my afternoon tea. But looks like those plans are in the garbage. Come on, we're going to the next phase of the exam. The 8 remaining participants would follow her as they moved to a new building. Inside, there was a single lamp. It was a large, dark area, and outside of the lighted area, everything else remained in shadow. Now then, the 8 of you that remain, state your names and reveal yourself. I am Musashi. I battle against evil spirits, and I am a master black belt. I am Sharin, a traveling exorcist. I am a member of the ninja clan. You can refer to me as Kazumaru. I am Jinpo, the Wanderer. I am Kabuno, master of multiple martial arts. Kuroda, contract killer. Kuwabara, junior high street punk. Yuskue, junior high, bigger street punk than this guy. Very well then. I hope you all haven't become too friendly, because the final part of the exam is a single elimination tournament. You will fight in the darkness, using only your spiritual energy to keep you aware of your surroundings. Quite frankly, all you have to do is win. I really don't care how you do it. You can stop short of killing, kill, maim, rip limb from limb. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you win. What? You can't be serious. All we have to do is win. Are you sure? I'm absolutely sure. Don't make me repeat myself. You are free to use whatever weapons you see fit. You are free to fight however you like. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you win. The winner of this tournament is the one I will train, and the one I will give my power to. You can't be serious, Yuskue thought. She's really just gonna give up the power to the winner, no matter who it is? But outside of me and Kuwabara, one of these six, they have to be Rando. Hey, Urameshi. Yeah? Can you feel it? It feels faint. You mean to tell me you can pick up on it? Just brief. It feels like there's a darkness, like some perverse evil that's choking out the air in this room. I don't know what you're doing fully. Don't even know why you're here. But if you're looking after some guy, he's among us, isn't he? Yeah. Not sure when he'll make his move. All I have to do is wait. The longer the tournament goes, he'll soon reveal himself. The first match, Kuroda versus Kazemaru. Kazemaru would gain the victory and advance. The second match, Jinpo versus Shorin. Shorin, the meek exorcist, would advance. The third battle, Kuwabara versus Musashi. Kuwabara would struggle in his endeavors, but in the midst of battle would gain a new power, unlocking his own spiritual connection as he summoned forth his own spiritual weapon. This would become known as the Spirit Sword. And finally, to end the first round, it would be Yuskue versus Kubano. As the battle would begin with the two of them in the darkness, Kubano would give Yuskue one chance to surrender. I don't take pleasure in fighting against children. If you know what's good for you, you'll back out now. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But it seems like my existence to disappoint adults at every which turn. I'm afraid you'll be no exception. Very well. If you don't mind, I think there's a little too much light in here. What? Kubano would place a contraption on his head. It blocked out the sound to his ears. It blocked his vision even further. And it blocked his nose from smelling. However, even with the loss of these senses, this would greatly increase his spiritual awareness and his spiritual power, allowing for him to use it to amplify his physical strength. A physical strength that he would use to strike at Yuskue. But Yuskue would remain calm, even as a flurry of punches came from nowhere, the light of his ring being his only light in the darkness. I'll see you coming. With all due respect, Kubano, I don't have time to waste playing around with you. What do you mean by that? It means It's time to shine some light on this situation. Yuskue would create a bubble dome around himself and slowly would begin to expand it. The expanding dome and light would begin to shine throughout the entire arena until eventually Kubano found himself pressed against a wall. So that's where you've been hiding. What the? This spiritual power. He's created a barrier and he's expanded it. No matter. I'll just have to use my strength to break it. I don't think so. Yuskue would hold up his fingers in the formation of the spirit gun. As Kubano would switch to using full strength, his muscles would begin to break through the barrier. But Yuskue would point directly at him. Kuwabara wondered what Yuskue was doing as he yelled out, "Spirit gun!" Instantly, Kubano would be enveloped in the blast and knocked out. What the? Urameshi, you had that type of power? The boy's over relying on the Star Heart. It's not going to get him very far. I have to say, it's not like you to finish the fight quickly. Yuskue could hear Botan's voice. He ran outside and found that the Grim Reaper was waiting. It seems you've been progressing nicely under your tutelage with Genkai, haven't you? No, not really. I haven't gotten any tutoring yet, but I have narrowed down the suspects. Oh, really? Have you gotten any closer to finding Rando? I'm actually about to now. All I have to do is, Urameshi, where'd you go running off to it? Oh, you have a new lady friend? What the? You two-timer? How are you gonna mess around with someone else when you have a perfectly good girl like Keiko? You no good, rotten, like, no, good bar, shit, Botan, she's just a friend. Oh. Hi there, Kuwabara. My name is Botan. I'm a friend of Yusuke's. Nice to meet you. It would be brief, but Botan and Yuskue would explain everything to Kuwabara. The story of Spirit World, how Yuskue had died and been brought back to life, and how he had become the new spirit detective, the Green Lantern. So you got indoctrinated by some mystical baby into some spirit organization, and you got that cool magical ring that grants you power. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Of all the crazy things, Urameshi, I never figured you would be the one to play the role of a cop. I'm not a cop. I'm a detective. That's different. So what, is the ring like your badge or something? Well, now that you think about it, it kinda is. Anyway, if this rando demon's as dangerous as you say, and there's only 2 left, are we really gonna play out this whole tournament thing? Seems kind of pointless if you ask me. Well, I mean, we have to narrow it down to one of them. The only question now is who could it be? It's either that little shrimp Shirin, or it's Kazumaru. Either way, I think it's time to put an end to this farce. Are you all going to stand out here gawking? Genkai said. Come along, we're moving to where the semifinals are taking place. They would arrive to an open field. As Genkai would explain, this was an area where demons and heroes fought long ago. Spiritual energy still resided in the very grounds that they stood. So much so that even their spiritual energy was starting to be replenished. Now then, we'll be moving on to the semifinals, and I don't think so. Huh? Let's be real, Genkai. There's no point in wasting any more time. There's only 4 of us left, and I think we all know why we're here. And why would that be? Shirin would say. Immediately, Yuskue would back away, using what strength he had to create a large ring of fire, trapping everyone inside. Urameshi, what are you doing starting forest fires? Yuskue, what's going? It's enough, alright? Genkai, I'm done with your games. Shirin, Kazamaru, or should I say Rando? Rando? Kazamaru would say. Shirin. What? What are you? Look, you all want to play games? I really don't give a damn. I came here for one job, and that's to bring you in, Rando. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's up to you. So, Genkai, I have a new proposition. I say we throw out the rules and have ourselves a good old-fashioned fatal four-way. A fatal four-way? Kuwabara said. Urameshi, what are you going at, Kuwabara? Let's face it. One way or another, we were all going to have to fight eventually. The way I see it, let's just skip the formalities, huh? One way or another, Rando's going to have to show himself. I know I said it's a fatal four-way, but we should at least work together. They'll have to team up, but they won't last for too long. Rando's going to betray his partner, and the moment he does, that's when we take him down. Alright then, Urameshi. The unlikeliest of allies teaming up in this moment. A one-time only spectacle. Yours truly, Kuwabara, and the punk Urameshi. We're gonna be working together to kick your ass, Rando, whoever you are. You're gonna be tasting my spirit sword, or you're gonna be catching a nice shot of the spirit gun. But, no, I think we need to figure this out, Shirin would say. I'll allow it, Genkai said. But, wait, Master! No more talking. You heard the boy. It's a fatal four-way. You all fight, and the last one standing will be my apprentice. All right, you heard it, Kuwabara. The two boys stood together, preparing themselves to attack. This is your last chance, Rando. Show yourself and face your consequences. Yuskue pointed at them, his spiritual energy slowly returning as he prepared to fire a shot. This is your one and only chance, and I won't ask twice. This concludes Yu Yu Hakusho Emerald Detective, Way of Yuskue Urameshi was the Green Lantern, Season 1, Part 5. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned next time as we continue with Yu Yu Hakusho Emerald Detective, Way of Yuskue Urameshi was the Green Lantern, Season 1, Part 6. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.